Hey, welcome to a Scratch tutorial. One thing I noticed was as you're creating these tutorials and you're kind of asking the same questions like, how do we get it to go back to where it was? For example, you're playing your game and you're moving something around, and the characters are all over the place. They're different sizes, and you want to go back to the beginning. You want the cat to go back to the beginning. You want the apple to go back to the beginning, and maybe you even want the stage to switch. So this is the stage, and it can have as many backdrops as you want. But the stage has its own code too. So you've got code for each sprite. Here's the cat code. Here's the apple code, and here is the stage code that changes the backdrops as you go through your game or through your story. So right now you can see I've got this cat over here, I've got this apple, but I only want the cat, and I want the cat to be under the. So what I do is I use a event, which is a really important one, called when the green flag is clicked. This green flag is really how you start a Scratch game or a story or a project. So you want to save this for resetting the game. So you can pull one of these over, and then you start to go through, well, what backdrop do I want? What do I want this sprite to do? What do I want this sprite to do? So on my backdrop, when that is clicked, I want to switch. I want to start playing that song, and I want to switch the background to title, which is my title backdrop right here, which I just use the text tool to create. It's not interactive, but the backdrop itself is a little bit. I could switch between them. So I've got the title up, and it should play the song. But I want the cat to be over here. So I bring in another one of these. When is it clicked? I've got it right here. I drag the cat to where I want it, and I can add any of these things that I can have. I can drag my movement block over. And notice this is another thing. As you move your sprites, the actual values of the X and Y move around. You see that? So you drag the sprite to where you want it, then you can bring it in. You can also type into these values. So what is 0, 0? Oh, it's right in the middle. Okay. So this is like a coordinate plane. So the X, Y, 0 is in the middle. You can see that now that I've moved it a little bit to the left, the X is minus 102, and the Y, I moved it down a little bit. But it doesn't set this for you. It only sets it when you drag it in the first time. You have to manually do it. Okay, so that's where I want the cat. I just want them to show them there. And the apple, I want to hide it. So right now, if it's being viewed, I just drag another one of those events with the green flag being clicked, and I go to looks, and I say hide. Show and hide are very important because there might be sprites you don't need yet, and when you do need them, then you can have them shown. Okay. If you can't see it down on this inspector, you actually have a button where you can just kind of turn them on and off to see, but you have to tell the program or the project when you want to hide or show things. Okay. So that's great. I've got my when clicked, and so now let's just say I've messed around the game. I'm on the wrong backdrop. Let's just push on this, and then I'm going to click the green arrow, and okay, it did not switch to the right. So it should switch to title. Let me try that again. Okay, I got that. The apple's being shown. I'm going to click this. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so that's set up to start. I also have on the backdrop code, when spacebar is pressed, switch to blue sky, which is what happens when I hit the spacebar. Now the cat needs to move again. So how do you actually start the game? We've got reset the game using the green flag. You can reset the game, but now I want to hit the space bar, and I want all the sprites to do what they need to do. So this is another kind of event, and it's very important. You're going to use it in all your projects to make life easier. They're called messages. There's one you can broadcast. Okay, so I can call this, and you can call it anything you want. It's just a variable. So when I hit the space bar, I'm also going to switch to blue sky, but I'm also going to start the game. I'm going to broadcast start the game. And it means like I'm shouting out to the rest of the sprites and the stage. So this message is going to go to the apple. It's going to go to the stages. It's going to go to the cat sprite. So if I click on the cat, and I come over here, and instead I say when I receive start game, I can put where I want the cat to be. So I want the cat to be on the road. So I bring the cat down to the road. I pull over my go to. So when I hit spacebar, it moves over there. Okay. I want the apple, when it hears start game, when I receive start game, I want the apple to show itself. See, right here, show itself. And I want it to be floating in the sky like that, okay? So go to here. Okay. So I've got two things. I've got the reset the game back to the beginning, and then I've got starting the game or starting the story. So let's try and see if that works. I click the green. All right. And then I've hit the space bar. I'm into the game. I can move my cat around. He can fly. Well, I need to add some more code for that. But remember that the most important thing is go ahead and doing when the green flag is clicked, and then using broadcast messages in order to send out information. For example, if these apples are falling and I move my cat and it touches this, I could broadcast a message that they're touching, and we could add things like adding score or making the apple explode or it disappear or making a counter come up here. Those things can be done with broadcast messages. Thank you.